Hey everyone, it's Attorney Matthew Legan Sanchez here. Unfortunately, during COVID, mental health issues, substance abuse issues have been on the rise nationally, and they've been on the rise in New Mexico. It seems like you can't turn on your television without hearing some news story about a shooting at Walmart on Cutler involving a divorce and family or other type of domestic abuse going on in New Mexico. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you're the victim of domestic abuse and you need to file a restraining order of protection. Let's talk about the process today. First, you need to file your restraining order and order of protection in the county where you live. So if you live in Albuquerque in Bernalillo County, you're gonna file it with Second Judicial District on 4th and Lomas. Go to Second Judicial District Court, you're gonna walk into the courthouse, you can walk up the stairs, go to the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, there's gonna be a domestic violence division. That is where you file your petition for order of protection. Completing the paperwork necessary for restraining order is going to take some time. I recently talked with the domestic violence staff and they told me that the average process is gonna take about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, you heard that right, 3 to 4 hours. This isn't like driving through Chick-fil-A and you place an order and your order's coming out quick. So expect this to be a lengthy process. And it's gonna be a lengthy process because there's a number of different steps that are involved. First, you're gonna have to fill out the paperwork. You're gonna need to make it as complete as possible, put in all of the facts, everything that's happened, and why you believe an act of abuse has occurred that poses an immediate threat of danger. Next, the paperwork's gonna have to be reviewed by the domestic violence staff. The domestic violence staff then hands over the paperwork to a hearing officer, and the hearing officers have very busy schedules, and somewhere in between their busy schedule, they're gonna have to review the paperwork and see if there is sufficient basis in there based on their belief. Next, then the hearing officer is gonna have to hand over that paper to one of the judges that's on rotation. Usually there's 3 or 4 judges on rotation. The judge is gonna have to review that and then sign off. It's gonna have to go back to the domestic violence staff. So this process can be a very lengthy process. There's a lot of moving parts. It's gonna take about 3 to 4 hours. So be prepared to hurry up to wait. When the judge reviews the petition, the judge is going to look at it and see, is there probable cause to find that an act of abuse occurred that poses an immediate threat of danger? The more information you put in the petition, usually the better chance is going to be. Judges in Albuquerque especially tend to lean on the side of caution. They tend to enter a temporary restraining order and set a hearing within 10 days. Now by statute, the hearing has to be set within 10 days, but that hearing can be continued for good cause, and good cause basically can mean the court just doesn't have enough staff availability to hear the petition, have a hearing within 10 days. So in a lot of cases, even though there's a 10-day requirement, expect to be extended. If CYFD is involved and CYFD is not prepared to testify, it can be extended beyond that or continued. And if the other party is improperly served with notice, it can be and it will be continued because there is improper service. When filing a restraining order, think about the evidence. What evidence do you have? Is CYFD involved? Have there been police reports? Do you have pictures, text messages, recordings? What evidence do you have? Do you have a Ring camera in your home that captured all of the abuse on camera? The more evidence, the better. The more evidence you can show that there was an act of abuse and that act of abuse poses an immediate threat of danger to you, the better chance you are to get not only a temporary restraining order, but then for you to get a permanent order of protection at the hearing. And in this respect, permanent is not permanent forever. It usually means about 6 months to 1 year. So even when you get an order of protection entered, it's usually going to be for about a year. Every restraining order case is different. Some cases involve children, some involve divorce, some involve someone that you barely knew but is considered to be a continuing relationship or a family member or household member. Every case is different. If you have questions about your specific restraining order case, talk to an experienced attorney. It's very important to talk to an experienced attorney before you file a petition. Just this last week, someone filed a bogus petition, went into court, got that petition dismissed, the counter petition that was filed got entered, and the person that filed the petition now has a restraining order on them. So before you run off to the court and you file a petition for order of protection, you really need to talk to an attorney, because the petition that you're filing can really backfire on you, and it can have long-term consequences on your custody and your visitation case. Do you still have questions about restraining orders in Albuquerque or Rio Rancho, anywhere in New Mexico? Talk to an experienced restraining order attorney. I've handled personally restraining orders all across New Mexico, Raton, Rio Rancho, Los Lunas, Belen, Albuquerque, almost in every single jurisdiction. Talk to an experienced attorney. Talk to me, Matthew Ligon Sanchez. I can tell you how your case aligns with New Mexico law, with your specific hearing officer, and we can get to the bottom of your case. Call 505 Sanchez today.